Hello, clever people, and welcome to my review for 5 Feet Apart. So 5 Feet Apart is a teenage romantic comedy that follows the story of a teenage woman who has CF, which is cystic fibrosis, where she cannot get within 6 feet of people who also have cystic fibrosis because they might catch each other's germs and they might get so sick that they die. There's another kid who also has CF, played by Cole Sprouse, who falls in love with her. And even though they can't be near each other, they fall in love and they want to be with each other even though they can't do it because of their medical condition. So 5 Feet Apart is a movie I thought that looked really stupid from the trailers. I typically don't like these teenage romance movies. They're typically very cliched, and I never end up liking them. Even when other reviewers end up praising them a lot, I never find merit in them. I always just think that they're really cheesy and overdone, and they just make me bored. 5 Feet Apart is weird because while I was never bored, I still can't say that this was a good movie. The biggest problem with it isn't really with the technical filmmaking, but it's with the script and it's with the way that they represent CF in the movie. The kids in the movie, besides coughing here and there and having a few sick moments, they never seem that sick. And kids with CF, from my knowledge, are way more sick than the kids act in the movie. And that was just a little weird to me. That a movie that's supposed to be raising awareness for CF ends up having that problem. I really wish that it didn't. I wish that the kids were represented more realistically, and honestly, that probably would have made the movie a lot more heartbreaking. I also didn't understand the subplot in the movie where the main woman in it has OCD. It didn't fit with the rest of the movie, and when they had it in there, it also felt like the sickness. It was here and there just a little bit, but it wasn't like a characteristic thing of her. She never seemed to have OCD with a lot of other things. She only had OCD when it came to like the med cart, and the reason for her OCD was weird to me because the way that they described it, at least from my own personal, like what I know, that isn't really how you get something like that. I can't say anything without going into spoilers, but I'll just say that their depiction of physical and mental illness in this movie was very, very off-putting to me. Now, besides that, the rest of the movie, it's okay. It's not particularly offensive. There's nothing wrong with it. And by the end of it, it's sweet and it has some nice moments in it. And you know, the end, it's one of those endings where you walk out and you think, oh, that was a nice ending, and it kind of makes you think that, oh, that means that the rest of the movie was nice. It's not that way. Movies do that a lot where they have a really good last scene, and because that last scene is so good, you leave thinking the rest of the movie was good. It wasn't. This 5 Feet Apart, unfortunately, feels very, very long, and there's a lot of things in it that could have been cut out. There's a whole birthday subplot with a certain character. Cut that whole thing out of the movie, really nothing changes. There's many, many subplots and many, many scenes like that throughout this movie that if you take them out, you could make this 2-hour film an hour and a half. And if it was an hour and a half, I honestly think it would have been a lot more enjoyable. 5 Feet Apart doesn't do really anything wrong. It's a nice movie. It's entertaining. I just think that it has some problems with its depiction of illness and some weird pacing things and some weird scenes that didn't need to be in there. I don't think it's a movie that anybody who goes in knowing what they'll get will be disappointed with. So if you go in knowing you're going to get a teenage romance movie, you'll get a teenage romance movie. And it's nothing to really, bat an eye at. It's nothing to say anything bad about or particularly anything good about. It's just a movie. I will give 5 Feet Apart a 5 out of 10. Alright, that concludes my review for 5 Feet Apart. So, what are your thoughts on this film, or what is your favorite young adult novel adaptation? Comment in the comment section below and let me know. I'm Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.